Yo, welcome back to the Pac-Man special. It's your boy Pac-Man back at it again, and I got the homie Brent with me from the Hermit Style Discord. He had a interesting take on one of my favorite leaders from set 20, right? Or 21. From set 21, which is Oob. So he said he's gonna give me the deck profile, and yeah. Let's go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself. And
what up? My name is Brent. I'm out from Kansas, from that little smaller local scene. I like playing off-meta decks. Oob, even though I think is slept on as hell, but I call it off-meta, and I built a very interesting version of this that a lot of people this weekend liked. It didn't realistically. It's an X2 deck this weekend, but officially it went 3-5.
okay,
We can talk about. It just came down to micro decisions, really. Like, I basically would have game on board for 3 of my 5 losses, and then it just came down to one micro decision. Or I put them on better have it, and they have it, basically.
gotcha. So you think it's just a more so fixing those minute mistakes, and then it'll be a better day.
100%. Like I said, like two different games I played. I had win on game. I played out my floodgate basically, and they just had it, and I was like, well, fuck, you win then.
Understood. Well, let's go ahead and dive into the profile.
100%. So a lot of people didn't know what Oob did, which surprised me. I was like, how do you not know what this does? So it's a basic swing, draw one, but its awakened condition is kind of common. It's basically you play a 2-drop Z battle card, and restand 1, draw 1, flip, and you go down to 6. Leader has an auto to where it swings, but the interesting part is when you swing, if your opponent doesn't combo at the damage step, you draw another card. So you're basically making them take cards out of their hand so you don't draw more. It also has an activated main to where you take a battle card from the drop and Z charge it. So that's basically what the leader does. We'll start with the basic stuff, the 1-drop Mr. Boo's in Disguise. We played 4 of them. Let me do it from upside down. When you play it, you draw 1, but really, you don't play this often. What you do is you combo it with, they have 3 or less Z energy. When you combo it, you make them restand 1, or draw 1, and then Z charge 1 from hand. So this kind of gets to, fixes their hand and whittles them down a little bit.
Okay.
The next thing is the 3-drop Mr. Boo's. These
Zenkai stamp.
I wish I had more. I didn't get them in time.
Oh man.
But gotta have the mismatch rarities, I guess.
It's called Neapolitan at my local, so my brothers will appreciate this.
So you pay 1. If you have 2 energy, plays out for 1. When this plays, both you and your opponent draw 1, and then they Z charge from hand. So again, that just gets them down, and it's a blocker, 50k blocker, so it keeps you alive a little bit longer.
Sweet.
Some of the most broken cards in this deck are the 8-drop and 6-drop Oobs. They basically do the similar thing. 6-drop, you pay for 1 if you have 2 or more energy. And then what it does on play is it basically allows you to take a life, and then you could Z-charge one of their battle cards.
Okay.
The 8-drop, for every...
Every Z energy goes down and it reduces.
Yeah,
right?
It reduces down to 2, basically. It's basically a 2-drop, and then when it plays, you draw a card, and then you Z-charge 3 of their battle cards from field or drop. So
the minute they have 2 Z energy charge, it's live because it'll become a 2-drop.
And then if your opponent has a total of 7 or more Z energy, whenever they activate a counter once per turn, they have to Z charge a card from hand.
100%, and that counts for both players, right? The
100%.
total.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So if they counter you, you gotta retain that price. And it's a deflect double strike, so it's guaranteed to hit the board.
Understood.
Basically allows for some aggression plays, but that's really not the point of this deck, but it does allow it to pivot.
Gotcha.
Then we got the 2 of Gohan SGRs, board removal.
Help keep it clear.
Keep it clear. Basically, if you really have to, 20k triple attacker. Everybody knows what it does. Everybody loves it. The 1 overrun, we got the Bardock Awakened Instincts. This is just
collector's edition.
The collector's edition.
All right, go ahead.
Draws 2. I mean, everybody knows draws 2. Warp 1 helps you dig further deeper in the deck, and a 20k swing if you need it. The Pilaf Gang. This is a busted ass card.
Gang.
Basically, stop any double strike, triple strike, quad strike, eliminates Barry if you need to, a blocker, really anything you need, and it draws you a card. And then it has an activate battle that takes away a combo power from them. So if they're super comboing on your ass,
Nice.
remove that real quick.
Gotcha.
Super combos, we got one Zeno for something later on, if I had to charge something that like a token negate or just something I need that would save me. Just the one of, I love the hell out of this card. It's always come in clutch in a lot of decks I've played. Then 3 of the Vegeta, draw 2 bottom decks. 2 Shields Army Reinforcements, blocker negates, everybody knows what it does. 3 beans, I thought about putting in 4, but I think 3 was right.
Defensive card.
One of those things where like a lot of people argue 3. D-Mags, everybody loves D-Mags, the most broken blue negate ever.
Right.
I mean, restands you 2, except when, you know, they had the blue hate. 4 of UI Kamehameha. I don't see this card a lot, but in this deck it helps you stay alive and it helps you put pressure in. And you basically they become free when on your opponents, or they draw you a card when you need to. What up, John? And then we got the Boo Unison, the one of. I mean, it's Boo Unison.
Yeah, it's easy peasy. You know, you get the one of Boo Unison in every blue deck. It's like another secret rare.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's broken when it hits the field. Everybody hates it.
Right.
And then we get to the real spice of this deck. So the other part of this deck is it is a mill deck. This is Blue Oob Mill. And the whole game plan is to mill you out, but that's why I was saying you can pivot in aggression if you need to, if you don't think you can mill out. So we're playing 4 of the Janemba Wicked Age of Destruction.
Wow.
You're really just plus zeroing a lot of times where both you and your opponent draw a card and they mill a card out. If you do go the more aggressive route, you can +1 to give it critical, so you have 15 hate crit, and everybody hates taking crits.
Okay, that's actually a nice cool tech.
It performs super well for me. And then we got the 2 reality benders that every mill deck has. This is useful because there's a lot of decks out there that clear your board, and it just comes for a 1-drop when you at 4 energy. I'd say it was probably the least card I played for mill this weekend, but I did get it a couple of times. But really, at that point, I was just playing for pressure, just milling them a couple of times. But I'd still like the card nonetheless.
Nice.
And then we got our mill floodgates.
The broken floodgate.
I mean, as soon as that hit board, everybody kind of figured out what the hell I was doing.
Right.
And they were like, shit. And at that point, it was already too late.
Too late. Yeah. So this is a very sneaky mill deck.
And then we're getting to the absolute king of spice here. King Cold, on play, mill 5. 6 energy, but really the MVP of this weekend was the Rebirth, Justice, and Frieza combo.
The beautiful combo of old. Okay, and your secret.
And my secret, Hatch. I mean, best negate ever.
Gotcha.
Say no.
So would you change anything as far as like your main deck? Did you have a side at all?
I did have a side. Honestly, I really wouldn't change, like, other than maybe some ratios here and there, but honestly, I think the deck was fine. It ran well. It just came down to the pilot. I mean, that's really what I could say.
Gotcha.
I didn't have a lot of experience with it. I kind of put it together. I theory crafted it for a couple of weeks, and I didn't.
I mean, because you were doing pretty well with it in the Hermit style locals during the weeks, right?
Yeah, 100%. And basically, I kind of threw in this package last second. Because I knew, like, just doing this alone, the value that this provides isn't nearly enough as much as this can, because I've seen too many like larger boards.
Understood.
So you slap this down, and most decks don't have an answer for the 5-drop when it comes down, because counterplays are kind of gimped at the moment. But there are some cards like Poutine and stuff that will rest it on play, so you got to play around that. But as soon as it hits the board, you swing with it. You're milling them for game, or if not, right at the edge of game. It's super sick.
That makes sense.
And I hit that combo way more times than I thought it was going to.
Because nobody sees it coming.
Nobody sees it. As soon as they see Rebirth, they're like, "Oh, you're about to play Frieza on me, aren't you?"
Yep.
Like, yeah.
And they got a board and it just get wrecked.
And then they don't have anything in the blind counter window, so it's going to hit board. The only thing that can change the effect is if you just can get arrested.
Right.
So we'll break out the sideboard real quick. So
hold on. Giancarlo. There he is. The GOAT.
The GOAT.
I got Joey P over here too.
We got Defending Friends. This is sort of counterintuitive to the original strategy of the deck, but sometimes when you're playing against a real aggro deck, would you rather mill out more or would you rather live and try to get the dub, you know? So, also a busted ass floodgate, you know, but that's for the super aggressive matchups. We got the Deborah's Neapolitan style. That's for the hand control. Dark Power Black Pastain. That's literally just for, you know, the spammy decks. It also fucks up Green Gohan. It doesn't allow them to play out from underneath.
That Vegeta.
And like I played against a Blue Baby deck from the new set, and he just rage scooped on me. It was like I didn't know what to say.
It's crazy how this card keeps coming in and out of formats.
It like disappears and it just sneaks back in.
Right.
It becomes a problem. Then we have, this is another fun tech, Mafubas.
Oh, love it.
This is just for bombs. I use this more in Green Gohan. I mean, they will still get the auto off on you, but that's still better than, you know, burning the life and taking a double strike. So just kind of stops it up saves you for a couple turns. Desperate Measures. This is just for those decks that play out 2-drops for Awakening, like the 2-drop Z battle card, specifically Android 21. If you hit that, stops their ramp and everything. Okay. So it became, I didn't play a single Android 21 all weekend.
Wow, you avoided them all?
I avoided them all. I played like a bunch of Green Gohans though.
Okay.
So one of Krillin the Cunning. I didn't like.
If you see it, you see it.
If you see it, you see it. I didn't see a 21. I didn't really have to come up. Still good for that. Another King Cold for the real long matchups, because once you get, if you're playing like a long form matchup, I played a yellow Sin control deck, so I knew I was going long. I sided that in, and the strat with this is you just King Cold, mill 5 hatch, King Cold again, another 10. They should be done at that point. Gotcha. Black Smoke for any barrier. Smokey! I think this is still a busted card. I mean, you don't really main deck it too often, but like if you're dealing with the Unison problem, like there's still reboot cell players out there, so you know that Vegeta's still an ass, and at worst it's a draw too. Okay. And then this is my spicy sideboard tech, Hit Deadly Vanguard. This was specifically sided in for Expert Deck 21. Because they play that Android 17 Hellfighter that plays out the Bad Omens. You counterplay that, it just burns them an energy, and it just goes back to their hand. And then if they have a 5-cost on board, it bounces that too. Gotcha. So that, again, it didn't come up because I never played it at 21, but I have a lot of 21 players in my locals, and I was like, just kind of caps them real quick. Sweet. And then now all we need to see is the Z deck. The Z deck, yep, absolutely. Because you said we get the Awaken early with one of the Z cards, right? So Z Leader, Oob. I didn't really come up too often. This is more of sort of a survival tactic, because it becomes 20k base, and then you could activate battle, give it another 10k, and double strike. Double strike does come up, but the only time that really comes up is you have 10 Z energy. But normally, if I'm at that point, you're already winning. I'm already winning, or I'm already losing. Okay. And then the actual Awakening condition is Mr. Oob and Oob. So this plays out for the 1 Z energy and 2 cost, turn 2. This plays out, Z stacks Oob underneath it. It's a blocker, and then when it plays, your opponent draws the cards, he charges from hand. And then if this is removed from board, this plays out on top in active mode, and when this is played, the turn, it's got barriers, so they can't get automatically just remove it. It has an auto that whenever you send a Z battle card from their drop to their Z energy. Like the effect on this is sort of the combo. You use this auto procs, and you can Z charge another thing from the battlefield, so it's just board clear. Sweet. And then it has an activate battle to where you could choose up to 2 cards and burst them, and then you could combo a 5k combo power with the skills gated for free, so just survivability. Makes sense. So we played 2 of that combo just because, you know, if you have 2 of these on board, it's just such a pain in the ass for people to deal with. Free 10k combo. Beerus is just for your removal. For removal and just pressure, and then Cell for another board removal. Nice. Realistically, I didn't have to go into my Z deck too much. Normally, like my negates, my floodgates, the Oobs themselves, board clearing if I need to, just really put in all the work. Like I said at the beginning of the video, realistically, this was the next 2 deck this weekend. I just made one bad call, or I just put on Better Have It, and they had it. Well, I'm definitely gonna make sure I sleeve this up and play it. I gotta go through my stuff and find some of these old cards, 100%. But I'm definitely gonna try it out, see how I like it. Maybe I can help tweak it some with my thoughts of playing it. Absolutely. Do you have any shout outs for anybody? Shout outs to the Hermit Style group. Shout outs to Jacob specifically, because Jacob and I have been brewing this for a minute. Jake. Everybody's been asking us for it since before Gen Con. I said, y'all gotta wait. We gotta wait because ideally I think this could have went far. It's just my fault.
Okay.
But,
well, we're gonna grind it out and get some stuff in for sure. I appreciate giving me the deck profile.
Sub to Pac-Man.
Hey, yeah. So like, comment, subscribe, play some man, underrated blue deck. And we out of here. Peace, love, happiness. Gone. Gen Con, baby.